I am back. All right. I think I will do this one next, and then I will be done with the big ones. Ooh, I didn't put away my knife. Stow it. Living dangerously. I'm sure that's what Laurel loves to hear. She's always telling me to shake hands with danger. Isn't that right, Laurel? I almost feel like this is an ASMR stream. Just because I don't know, because I haven't been monitoring the audio. As I mentioned, I left my headphones somewhere. But the sound of cutting paper, if the mic is picking that up, I would think would be sort of an ASMR kind of sound. Not quite as nice as those sand cutting videos, but still, it is a slow, soft cutting sort of sound. So, of course, with me yammering, that destroys the effect. So if anyone was tuning in, or whatever it's called when you go to watch a Twitch stream, for ASMR, I apologize. The sound of my voice is probably grating for you. But I'm not going to shut up. Well, kind of shut up. I mean, I'm not chattering constantly. Do not shake hands with danger. What? This is a reference to a short film, a cautionary tale re work hazards that Riff Tracks, or was it MST3K, covered. I think it was Riff Tracks. Yes. Shake hands with danger. I think that was the name of that short film. I believe it was made by Caterpillar, the people who make heavy construction equipment. And had very many examples of people being stupid and not being safe with heavy construction equipment, which can lead to some fairly unpleasant accidents, obviously. You can lose body parts and you can lose your life. Alright. That's done. So, before I leave the house, Laurel will often say, "Don't shake hands with danger." And then I tell her that I will be shaking hands with danger the entire time I'm out of the house. Now, obviously, there's some fluff or something on the knife. I'm shaking hands with danger while in the house. But I'm in the basement. She's upstairs. Nothing she can do about it. Ha! Oh, wait. She could come downstairs. Grab this knife away from me and say, "No more knife use." Or whatever. But I am being safe. Mostly. Is that not... I could have sworn that was cut properly. Alright, that seems to be a little better. Oh, that looks terrible from the side. All wavy, but it's not an actual important cut. It's just the slot. Right. Okay, you're going to bend for me? Yes, you are. Good. I'm trying to think if I've ever used a real scoring tool for anything. I can't think of any example. I don't even really know what they look like. But people do paper crafting stuff all the time, so it's not surprising that they exist. Couple more scores. Put it together, and I will be done with all the big ones for this set. I don't think set is the loony term for 5 stashes, but whatever. I'm pretty sure they have a term for it. Okay. And in. So that the tab goes in there. Come on, go in. Go in. Aha! Yay! Yeah, all of them seem to have this area right here that sort of gaps a little bit. But take my glasses off so that I can actually see this. Ah, that's not bad. If I was really gonna work on these, I'd probably do something about maybe making the bases a little more even. I'm sure there's some way to buff that down. Alright. Next, let's go on this one. Anyway, with the shake hands with danger thing, sometimes I'll when Laurel tells me do not, and then she'll say something, I'll pretend that I'm hard of hearing more than I am, and that I didn't hear the do not portion, and so I'll say that, oh yeah, my wife told me to shake hands with danger. No, she said do not shake hands with danger. Oh, I didn't hear the do not. Sorry. Thought you wanted me to be all dangerous. Yeah, these smaller ones are a little bit more fiddly, especially around the tab area. But less total cutting, so they'll go a little faster than the big ones did. I'm just saying, I hope I'm, past the halfway point for this sheet at least. Oh, that went wild and just kept cutting. I am such a wild man. Not really. Are you going to cut them out? Haha! I was worried about the tab there. Alright, now cut the slot. Yeah, I really do have to get, with these glasses, I need to be about 6 inches away to have things get into focus. Much further away than that, and it's all a blur. Which I'm sure is really great when I'm using a knife. Come on, you need to... There. Alright, that looks good. Put the knife away. Start the scoring. That was not going well. Alright, that. And that. Good. Acceptable, at least. Come on. I think it might be where it like pierces the paper and then stops. Something is causing it to just stop and not want to go on when I'm doing this scoring, but thought it was cuts in the cardboard, but there's not nearly as many cuts in the cardboard. And then I'll move it, and it still doesn't want to go. So I think it's causing a divot of some sort at times. And the tab. Alright, so are you going to fold right? Yes. And you, yes. Okay, so slot has to go in. So that'll make it easier to... I'll go in. Easier to get the tab in. And... the slot has decided to be difficult. Come on, bend in. In. Like that. Yes, like that. Are you going to make it? Are you going to make it? Come on. Get in there. Doesn't want to cooperate, but I got it. There we are. Another mini pyramid. Small pyramid. I'll set that right there. And I got the sniffles again today. Not too surprising because I have an allergy to cats, and we live with 2 fluffy white cats. Alrighty. More cutting. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to go with this stream. What am I at now? I'm closing in on 2 hours, and I still haven't finished my first sheet. So I might not get to the gameplay part of this stream. I might just do game crafting. And might do gameplay later, at a later date. Or I might do a second game crafting stream just with these pyramids. Because I printed out a lot of them. I don't remember how many sheets, 6, 7, 8 sheets worth. My expectation is that as I do this, I will get better at doing it and will be faster, but I'm not sure how much faster, so that's why I'm thinking I might not get to the gameplay. Alright. And there. Okay. Alright, cut the slot. Whoa. Get back up there. You get back up there. I did not pick it up. There. Okay. That seems to be good. Next. That one? Yeah, that area right there, that is terrible. That's a bad cut, but not sure what I'm going to do about that. Probably just live with it, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad enough that I want to throw it away. Okay, I want to throw it away a little bit, but also the work that I'm putting into these makes me want to keep them, so I don't know. Whoop, I just messed up that tab. Okay, so Mr. Slot, you need to go in. In, come on, in there, like that. So that the tab once again it's being fiddly. Ah, that was better. Oh wow, that gap up on the top there is worse on this one than some of the others. But it is a Looney Pyramid. That yeah. Let's Take out the glasses. Oh. Fine and usable. Just checking something here. Huh. Back to cutting. Oh, wish I knew what I'm doing wrong with this knife. Come on, you need to. Let's see. Is it like this? I thought it was like this. There. All right. Well, it's a bit of an overcut, but that doesn't matter. And oh, wow. Well, once again, I'll just have to look at it. Now for the slot. And the scoring. Held correctly. Spin around in my hand. So for those wondering about my upcoming streams, tomorrow night I am going to be streaming Mortal Kombat. I'm done with the story mode, so it's back to doing towers. Tuesday, normally I would, on Tuesday nights, I would be doing my my role-playing group, but we have one person who can't make it this Tuesday night, and another person who said that they might be as much as an hour and a half late. So I canceled my normal role-playing group. So I'm thinking Tuesday what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stuff with the fantasy trip, which is, I did an unboxing video a while back, a few days ago, and of the fantasy trip. I want it all Kickstarter box, and it has set up. It's set up so you can play solo. It's got programmed adventures. And so I'm thinking what I will start with is Melee. I did that, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Melee, which is the tactical medieval combat rules. And I'll play a little bit of Melee. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry if you heard that. And then I will do Death Test, which is one of the 2 programmed adventures that came with the I Want It All Kickstarter box. And while when I do my role-playing group, I do it at... Come on, didn't I just... There. When I do my role-playing group, we start at 7:30 and go till 10:30. And so that would normally be when I stream. But for the fantasy trip stuff, I'm going to be doing it here in the basement. So I haven't decided yet on time. So if anybody wants to suggest a time for me to do my stream on Tuesday, it might be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, or later if that's when people would prefer I do it. And Laurel, you are part of people, so if you have a suggestion for when you want me to do my Tuesday stream in the basement here, let me know. We don't have a baseball game until Friday. And I think that I'm going to take... Laurel gave me a suggestion. I was thinking that I might leave the baseball games early when the baseball game would interfere with my stream. But this Friday, April 12th, we have a game. And I think what instead I'll do is what Laurel suggested. Good to know you're part of people. Yes. You aren't considered not a person. She suggested I just do my stream later, especially on the Friday night stream, which is Fridays I do horror games. And in fact, this Friday I'm going to be starting with Layers of Fear. So I'm thinking that this Friday I will do my stream starting at midnight, which is technically Saturday, but no one ever thinks about it that way. So Friday at 11:59 p.m. because that is still Friday. Yeah, we have a theater, a movie theater near us. A couple of different theaters that do midnight movies. But I'm imagining that some pedantic person got mad at them at some point because they say, for instance, Midnight Friday, and what they mean is, the very start of Saturday. And so at least one of those theaters that's been doing midnight movies has changed it to just about midnight, and I think they start them at 11:50 or something p.m. so that the day of the week that they listed as is technically correct then. Because if they listed it as what was true, if they started exactly at midnight and listed it as Friday at midnight, that wouldn't be right. That would be Thursday night to most people, and they would not come. Or they'd come on the wrong day. So, to be technically correct, they've changed their time. Anyway, so what I mean by Friday at midnight is Friday night / very, very as early as possible Saturday morning, midnight. And that should give, unless the game goes... Well, see, that's the problem with baseball games. You never know how long a baseball game is going to be. But they tend to be about 3 hours. And this Friday's game starts at 7:10. So it should definitely be done in time for me to get back home and get set up to do the stream. What did I just cut? Did I just cut this? by midnight. Alright, have I finished this? Is that all cut out now? I was thinking about what really midnight means and talking about movie theaters, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing with a knife. That's a recipe for disaster. Always pay attention. When you're using a knife, pay attention to what you're doing. Knives can be dangerous. Are you coming out or not? I mean, you don't have to be, the tab doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. It just needs to be a tab. All right. Good. Kevin was going to veto going to night baseball games almost entirely due to streaming commitments, or leave a lot of games early, and that seemed suboptimal given how many games we go to, and majority are night games. So I don't know about a majority of the ones we're going to this year being night games, because I tried to pick day games as much as possible, but this one, it's in the Delta Sky 360-degree Club, which used to be called the Legends Club. And that's kind of what we refer to it still as, which is a very nice area to sit at the baseball park. And these are my tickets, so I kind of went, well, at least in this instance, these are tickets that I paid for. At least in this instance, I am very hesitant to miss any of the game, because they're kind of expensive tickets. And I paid for them. I want to make full use of them. So, we'll see. Midnight is kind of a late start for a stream, midnight Central Time. I don't know. I mean, people stream all the time. There's never a time when people aren't streaming. I guess you just get different people depending on what time you're streaming. For instance, this stream, Shayna showed up. Yay, Shayna! And because she lives in the UK, in England, I believe. A 10 p.m. Central Time stream is super inconvenient for her. Come on. Bend. Yes. Alright, now slot. Need to go in. Do it for me. No, why are you... Oh, I did cut you. Come on. There. Ooh, no. Maybe a little more enthusiastic than I wanted, but it's going to work. It's going to work. There. And once again, that top tip area is gapping too much, but I think if I squeeze it down, it will be fine. Yes, I'm definitely going to want to use a little bit of that glue stick. Alright, so I am done with all of the big ones and all of the small ones on this sheet, and now it's time for 4 more medium ones. I am about 2¼ hours into this stream. And I really don't want to be streaming much more than 3 hours, so... Well, it's nice that they label flap and tab on this one, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't be able to figure out what a tab is. Yeah, the satisfaction I get from creating games or game pieces like this is kind of like the satisfaction I get when I build a piece of IKEA furniture. You got something that you can point to and say, I did this, I made this. And with game crafting, something that you made that you can have fun with. Oh, I think I was talking before about Dollar Tree and the fact that most of their games are kind of crummy. But you can use, it's $1 for a game. You can use their games, create your own rules, and make decent games. For instance, I took a couple of their Snakes and Ladders games, and Snakes and Ladders is a game, if you're 3 years old, maybe it's a good game. Otherwise, okay, 4, 5, something like that. Otherwise, really, it is not a good game. There are even better games for small children. But just using the pieces from that game and the game board, I came up with what I thought was a decent game. I haven't actually played it with anyone yet, so I don't have anybody else's opinion. But I liked what I was able to come up with. So, yeah, it's a place where you can get stuff to satisfy your geek. And not just games. They have a book section that has remaindered books for $1, and some of them are geeky. They're science fiction or they're fantasy, techno thriller. You can always, it seems, if you look hard enough, find a decent book to buy for $1. And they have all sorts of crafty stuff. If you want to do crafting, Dollar Tree has stuff for you. Hey, for instance, those colored pencils, as I said, or that glue. Oh, excuse me again. I don't know why I'm so gassy right now. Well, I had breakfast. I had a couple of hard-boiled eggs and some toast. How is that making me gassy? Well, I was way off the line there. I suppose eggs can make you gassy, but... Oh, that's a terrible cut. All right. Hopefully they will all fold properly. Yes, yes, yes. Yes and yes. Now, you go in, Mr. Slot. Then Mr. Tab joins Mr. Slot. Or Mr. Tab joins Mrs. Slot, if that's what you prefer. Go in, go in, go in. Yes, like that. Wow. All right. Yeah, part here just seems to want to, but if I push it in enough, the gap does close mostly. Alright, so we have another stash. I think I'm going to do one more page of this, and then I will color that second page. Did I cut this already or did not? Did I? And then I will be done for the day. As I said, I really don't want to go much over 3 hours on this stream. I suppose if I got some huge crowd of people showing up saying, "No, no, please keep going," I would do that. Speaking of which, if there is anybody who is watching this stream on Twitch and you are enjoying it, please give me a follow. I am trying to get affiliate status, and I am 21 follows away. So at least it's not like back when I only had 10 followers, it felt like I was never going to get another follower. Now it just feels like it's going to be like another year before I get 50 followers, but oh great, I just lost track of where I was. There I am on this one. So I would appreciate any follows. But really only if you are enjoying my streams. If you don't like my streams, I can't see any reason for you to follow. So if you don't like this stream, I mean, maybe you'll like my stream Tuesday or my normal Tuesday stream of Spirit of the Century, or maybe you'll like my Friday night streams of horror games, or my Monday streams of fighter games, which has been which has been exclusively Mortal Kombat so far, though I'm thinking I might do a Street Fighter V stream coming up. Or you might like my Thursday streams, which have been Brawlhalla. Come on. Oh. I like lots of different kinds of games. That's why I stream lots of different kinds of games. And I'm going to be doing more tabletop gaming streams in the future. That aren't just game crafting. This one seems to be, the crafting is taking a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, and so it might just be the crafting portion and not the game playing portion. But so if you don't like this stream, maybe I got some other kind of stream that you do like. Or maybe I suppose some people probably find the sound of my voice irritating, and so wouldn't like any of my streams, since I don't really do any streams that are silent streams. I'm micless streams. I know there's some people who do that, and I have enjoyed their streams, but that's not me. Okay, Mr. Tab, I got that slot ready for you. All right, yeah, you're going in, come on. You can do it. You can enter that slot. Oh, yeah, there we are. Just took a little coaxing, a little encouraging. Seems to want to twist when I do that, but there. All right. Only 2 more on this page. I think. So I did a bunch of pages with this particular design, but there's more than one design. I might try one of the other designs as my next page. Here's my second page, the one that I'm going to color. But now, if I'm going to color it, I want it to be this is like the very basic design. So, yeah, that's one of the things I like about the Looney Pyramids. If you saw the ones that I own, there are black, white, well, I have black, white, gray, and I also have, I didn't show it because I couldn't find it when I was looking for my pyramids, I also have clear transparent. So you can set up a game with those colors, and people who are colorblind can still play. You don't have to worry if they're red, green, colorblind, or whatever. Some of the games specify colors. The one that I was going to play today on stream, and who knows, maybe I'll go wild and still play it, but the one that I was going to play is Volcano, which has solitaire rules. It's sort of a puzzle as much as it is a game. When you're playing solitaire, it specifies that the small pieces, you have a set of small pieces, they specify it as being black. And there are other games that will specify, red and green and blue. But you don't really have to go with that. You don't have to use red, green, and blue. You can use black, white, and gray. All right, now the slot. That's not a very good slot, but it will have to do. Trying to hide that paper clip underneath the paper. There. All right. So, yeah, the kinds of games that I mostly have been crafting are board games with not a lot of pieces and card games. Card games are the easiest because you can just use a paper cutter and cut them up. There are board games that I've made that have lots of little pieces, as long as those pieces are generally square or rectangular. They're not much of a problem to do with the paper cutter. And if you're interested in getting into print and play game crafting, the place that I would recommend to go to is BoardGameGeek.com. I believe that's the name of the site. You can do searches on there and find all sorts of print and play games. And if anybody wants more direct pointers, just ask in my Discord in that card and games area, and I will post links to a number of lists that they've made. Yeah, that top area there, it just doesn't come together quite right without a little bit of nudging. I bet it wouldn't matter to most people. I am not most people, as Laurel will attest. All right, one more piece. So I've been at this about 2.5 hours. I am going to take another brief break. I know you're all anticipating my finishing this one, but I am going to take a brief break and get a drink of water. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. On to the very last one on this sheet. There. So yeah, with the paper cutter stuff, it goes much faster than this. All of the hand cutting is kind of slow comparatively. You should say my wife's name more often, I guess, on stream. She said she's been zoning out until I say her name. Laurel! Are you there, Laurel? She also says that she can't believe that anyone is actually watching this stream. Which, you know, whatever. To each their own. Great! This won't get annoying at all. I won't just keep saying your name. Oh, my goodness. Did I not cut deep enough? It does not want to separate. Let's go at it again. There was a little bit. Come on. Oh. I have to run over this entire thing again? So I was saying, I stream all sorts of different things. So if this is your sort of thing, don't expect my other streams to be like this. You will be disappointed. But I am planning on streaming more print and play game crafting in the future, so you can look forward to that. Ooh, wow, that's a terrible cut right there. I am going to clean that up a little bit. There. And now the slot. I'm just going to call everything Mr. for some reason. I need to get this punched down more. Wow, did I not cut those? I thought I did. Yeah, that's cut. Is it not? Why is it not doing what it is supposed to do? Helping this bend in. There. There. Alright. Now the knife can go away. Come on, be more cooperative. There. Okay, are you going to be good to me? Yes, yes, yes. Yes and yes. And you go in and you go in here. There. Well, that's one set of them. Done with that. I think I will at least show off some of the other. Let me look for them. So for instance, there's another version with these sort of triangle areas, or maybe you consider it a chevron on the sides. Just trying to decide if I want to do this or if I want to do another one that's just like this. Sure, why don't I do this one? And, well, no, because I don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna do one like the others. Let's see. I'm reading Twitter and doing other stuff. I didn't say it like that exactly. I believe people would watch your streams, but I wasn't sure how much of an audience there is for watching you cut out pyramids. You're talking, so there is that. If it was you silently cutting out stuff and folding things, that'd be different. Yes. Well, and that's why I am talking. Wow, this is really... I mean, that's even more scored up than this is. So, over to here we go. Yeah, and I'm talking about the pieces and other streaming stuff and... yeah, I think I'm going to start at the top and go down again. But these, as I said, I'm going to color. Now, at some point I'm going to use these. Excuse me a moment. Oh. Ah. I'm probably going to sneeze a couple more times. Maybe not. But what I am going to start with are these Sharpies, which I did not get at the Dollar Tree. But I feel a little more confident with coloring with the Sharpie, getting a nice even color and such. One of the colors, if you saw at the beginning of the stream, one of the colors I don't have is orange. So that is going to be my first coloring. Here is something. I will be right back.